There is a reason why some people walk into a room and everyone pays attention, and it has nothing to do with what they say. They don't announce themselves, they don't raise their voice, they don't demand anything from anyone, but somehow, people move differently around them. People listen, people respect them without being asked to. And then there's you. You show up, you're polite, you're prepared, you do everything right, but somehow, nobody notices. Your ideas get ignored, your presence gets overlooked, and you can't figure out what you're doing wrong. Here's what nobody taught you. Respect is not given based on what you say. It's given based on what people feel when you're in the room. And that feeling? It comes from signals you're sending every single second, without even opening your mouth. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what those signals are, how to use them, and why most people accidentally send the opposite ones. Let's start with the most powerful one. Number 1. How you enter a room tells people everything. Most people walk into a room apologetically, head slightly down, steps a little too fast, eyes scanning for a safe corner to disappear into. They're trying to take up as little space as possible, and everyone in the room registers this, not consciously, but their brain files that person under. Not important. Now think about someone who commands respect. They walk in slowly, not dramatically slow, just unhurried. Their chin is level, their shoulders are back. They don't rush to sit down. They pause. They look around the room. They acknowledge people with eye contact before choosing where to go. That 3-second pause at the doorway, that's the most powerful move in body language, because it says, I'm not trying to fit into this room. This room adjusts to me. You don't need to say a word. The way you walk through a door tells people whether you believe you belong or whether you're hoping nobody notices you. Here's what to practice. The next time you enter a room, any room, a meeting, a restaurant, a party, stop at the entrance for 2 seconds, stand straight, look around, then walk to where you're going at your own pace. Not fast, not slow. Your pace. Number 2. The person who speaks least controls the room. This sounds backwards. Most people think that talking more shows confidence, that sharing opinions shows intelligence, that jumping into every conversation shows engagement. It doesn't. It shows insecurity. Think about every powerful person you've ever been around. A CEO, a judge, a mentor, a leader. What do they all have in common? They listen more than they speak. And when they do speak, everyone stops to hear what they say. Because scarcity creates value. When you talk all the time, your words become background noise. People stop listening. But when you speak rarely and deliberately, every word carries weight. Here's the rule. In any group conversation, wait until at least 3 people have spoken before you say anything. And when you do speak, say it once, clearly. Then stop. Don't repeat yourself. Don't explain further. Don't look around for approval. That silence after you speak, that's not awkward. That's authority. Number 3. Never break eye contact first. Eye contact is the simplest and most underused tool for commanding respect. Most people look away within 1 to 2 seconds. They glance down. They check their phone. They look at anything except the other person's eyes. And every time you break eye contact first, you're telling the other person, you have more power than me. This is not about staring. This is about holding. When someone is speaking to you, hold their gaze. When you're making a point, hold their gaze. When someone challenges you, hold their gaze. The person who looks away first is the person who submitted. Every time, in every culture, in every situation, this is hardwired into human psychology. Here's the practice. In your next conversation, try to notice the color of the other person's eyes. That's it. Just notice the color. This simple trick forces you to maintain eye contact naturally without it feeling forced or aggressive. Number 4. Your reaction speed reveals your status. When someone says something to you, how fast do you respond? If you answer immediately, without a pause, without a breath, you're signaling that their question is more important than your thought process. High-status people pause before they respond. Not for 5 seconds, just 1 or 2. They take in the question, they process, then they deliver their answer. That pause does 2 things. First, it shows that you're thinking, not just reacting. Second, it forces the other person to wait for you. And the person who waits is the person who values what's coming. Think about every job interview you've been in. The candidate who blurts out answers seems nervous. The candidate who pauses, nods, and then responds seems thoughtful and confident. Same words, completely different impression. Here's what to do. The next time someone asks you a question in a meeting or a conversation, take one breath before you answer. Just one breath. That tiny pause changes how every word after it lands. Number 5. Take up space. Most people make themselves small. They cross their arms. They pull their elbows in. They sit on the edge of the chair. They shrink. And shrinking tells the room, I'm not sure I belong here. People who are respected do the opposite. They sit fully in their chair. They rest their arms on the armrests. They spread their materials on the table. They stand with their feet shoulder-width apart. They occupy the space they're entitled to. This isn't about being aggressive or dominating. It's about not apologizing for your physical presence. You have every right to take up the space you're in. When you shrink yourself, you're giving that space to someone else. Here's the practice. Right now, wherever you're sitting or standing, uncross your arms. Put your shoulders back. Take up 10% more space than feels comfortable. That discomfort? That's the feeling of expanding into the respect you deserve. Number 6. Control your emotional reactions. This is the one that separates the respected from the ignored. When someone insults you, when plans fall apart, when bad news arrives, what do? Most people react immediately. Their face changes, their voice rises, their body tenses, and the room sees it all. But the person who hears bad news and doesn't flinch, the person who gets insulted and responds with calm silence, the person whose face stays composed while everyone else panics, that person becomes the anchor of the room. Because emotional control signals one thing above everything else. This person cannot be shaken. This person is safe to follow. This person has power. You don't control situations by reacting to them. You control them by choosing when and how to respond. The pause between the event and your response. That pause is where all your power lives. Now here's what all 6 of these have in common. None of them require you to be loud. None of them require you to be aggressive. None of them require you to dominate or intimidate or perform. They all require one thing, believing that you belong in the room you're standing in. Because here's the truth that changes everything. People don't respect you based on what you tell them about yourself. They respect you based on what you show them about how you see yourself. If you move like you belong, they believe you belong. If you speak like your words matter, they treat your words like they matter. If you hold space like someone who deserves to be there, they make space for you. Respect isn't given, it's reflected. It's a mirror of how you carry yourself. Change how you carry yourself, and the world changes how it treats you. At the beginning of this video, I told you there's a reason some people walk into a room and everyone pays attention. Now you know what it is. It was never about what they say. It's about the 6 signals they send before they ever open their mouth. If this video gave you something you didn't have before you clicked on it, this channel is building a complete system for understanding the psychology of influence, manipulation, and self-protection. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Because the next video reveals the 7 psychological tricks your boss uses to control you. And once you see them, you can never unsee them.